Dave, good morning. Victor Gonzalez is your starter today. What is it about him that's impressed you so much this season? He's been a really nice piece of your bullpen puzzle.
Victor's been great in every way. The way he's adjusted to Major League life, he's just the routine. Obviously, the stuff to compete, getting left, right out, and I think that just having him start today, Dustin's going to take down 2-3 innings today at some point, then use the rest of the guys in the pen. I just think the way he attacks, throws strikes.
Dave, when you put together your postseason roster for a 3-game series, do you have to look at a full body of work over the course of 60, or is it whoever is performing the best at the time? What goes into that decision?
Yeah, but I think that for the most part, it's there's certainly a track record, but I think that that's a fair question. I think the recency certainly matters. I think the season body of work matters, not even just the career, just the season itself. And the other part of, I think, the matchups as far as who we're going to play. So there's certain guys that are going to make it regardless, but there's a handful of guys that are in a conversation that we have to kind of weigh all those variables.
Congratulations, you made it to the finish line, game 60. I'm not certain we ever thought we were going to have game 6. What do you make of the fact that you guys have been able to accomplish this and checked off every box to this point?
Really, really excited. I can't imagine playing another 100 games after what we've gone through to get to this point. So the end of the regular season is coming at the perfect time.
Max Muncy, Justin Turner, everybody healthy?
Yeah, everyone's good. Mookie's still a little bit sore, so we got him down today. But he'll be ready to go. He'll take some at-bats on Tuesdays, during the workout in a simulated game. But outside of that, Muncy, JT, I expect JT to, take 3 at-bats, Muncy to take 3 at-bats, and we'll get him out.
And Mookie, you had said last night that no additional testing was necessary. I mean, I'm sure he wanted to stay in the game, but he's just a hip soreness, or what's he dealing with?
Just hip soreness. He wanted to be in there, stay in there last night. He wanted to be in there today, but it just makes the most sense to give him a day and a half and get him ready for Wednesday.
Okay, thank you so much.
You got it.
Next question from Dave Vassay. Go ahead.
Dave, here's your obligatory question about who's starting game 1 or game 2. Are you ready to reveal that or still not yet?
Yeah. Walker's going to start game 1. Walker's going to start game 1. Clayton will start game 2. There you go, Dave.
Thank you, Dave, on behalf of everybody.
You're welcome.
Just can you give us the reason and the thought process for lining it up that way?
You know what? There was a lot that went into it, but we just feel that gives us that just puts us in the best spot in those 2 games and also going forward. They could have been interchangeable. It really, honestly, it's one and the same, to be quite honest.
Is the blister issue part of the reasoning for that as well?
Not really. Not really. We just kind of just talked about it and feel really good about that direction. So again, that decision, there's really not a lot that really needed to go into it. We talked about it, debated it, and just feel really confident that, both are great options.
Just curious, I know in the past you've had some players be an honorary manager on the final game of the regular season. Are you doing that today, or is it just strictly business?
You know what? I think I might have a 1A manager. I don't know. That's a good thought. But we've got a lot of different bullpen situations, and I don't feel good about Mookie or Clayton or Justin kind of deploying guys that they might be more partial to. So I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, that would make Game 60 way more entertaining if you could do that.
I know it'd be great for you, Dave, but I'm trying to keep guys healthy, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. How about that?
Okay, thanks.
Next question from JP. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave, in a typical year where you've got your first-round playoff opponent whittled down to like 1 or 2 teams, how much does that affect usage, especially on the pitching side for you?
It does, but I think the 2 days, the days obviously leading up to today, and also having 2 days on the backside of this regular season, I think come into play because I still want guys. We still need guys to be sharp. So I think that we're in a really, really good place right now, especially with the 2 days that we got coming.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that with 4 teams possibly in the mix for your first round opponent, you can't really act on that information at all, right?
No, that's right. That's right. I mean, we just don't know enough information as far as who we're playing. So I think for us, it's more of making sure our guys, feel good, stay sharp, and then, whatever opponent we get, we'll be prepared for.
And with Mookie sitting out, you've got Kike and Wright. And I'm just wondering on the games or the innings that he's out, is that kind of how you prefer to line it up there with Kike just subbing in straight?
I just think for me, I can see looking out. I think Chris Taylor's going to play a considerable amount of second base. Kike is just so valuable because he can play anywhere on the diamond. So that's more the impetus. And Jock, I like him in left versus center. AJ is left center. So that's kind of the driver today.
Lastly, from me, how many of those first-round playoff roster spots are still up for grabs today?
I'd say a few, 3, 4, 5. I think that the 3-game series matters. The opponent matters. And how many position players versus position players matters as well.
Next question is from Eric Steven. Go ahead.
Dave, along those lines, you said yesterday that Gonsolin, one way or another, would be on the wild card roster, but maybe I'm taking this for granted, but is it the same situation for Urias and May, or do they kind of have to start to be in that?
They'll both be on there as well, Eric. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
Next question is from Mario Castillo. Go
ahead. Dave, just how would you evaluate your team's season now that you're here at the finish line?
I think it's been very, very consistent given all the circumstances. They've done a great job in preparing each day, focus on baseball, as well as appreciating what's going on and their responsibility to not only the city and the fans, but the broader scope of our country, addressing a lot of things that they're not used to doing and dealing with. As far as kind of boots on the ground, I think the pitching, starting relief pitching, has been fantastic. I think all the other stuff has been pretty good. The hitting has been pretty good, but the pitching is really has carried us.
How do you think you guys are better prepared to win a World Series this year than maybe the last couple of years?
Jorge, I thought we were very prepared the last 4 years, what's different? The expectation is the result. I think we have a deeper bullpen. Certainly adding Mookie to the mix makes us better. And I think the experience. So all that kind of stuff combined, I think, gives us an even better chance this year.
And just lastly, we're talking about the 60-game season being a sort of a one-off, but have you learned anything in the 60-game season that you can incorporate when things go back to normal next year, whether it's strategy, roster management, anything at all?
I think the biggest thing is that where coaches, players are used to routine and a certain regimen, that you can still perform in a situation that is unpredictable and unique. So I think that right there is really good. You never know what you can handle until it's kind of put in front of you. So our guys have done that pass that test with flying colors.
Next question is from Jim Alexander. Go ahead.
Hey, Dave. Given the fact that you've gotten to game 60, you've gotten to the finish line, and you haven't had any COVID postponements or anything like that, what does that say about your clubhouse leadership and the ability to get guys to maintain the protocols?
Ron Porterfield is a guy that's kind of been on the medical side with us, and he's kind of done all the mandates and the testing, and he's been an MVP for us. And now you take the coaches and the players, just understanding what's at stake. And we talked about, Jim, winning the game on the field as well as off the field. And it's kind of a game of attrition a little bit this year in 20. And from all the players understanding how important it is and to be unselfish and to make sacrifices, that's not surprising, but it's really, really, really good to see from all of our guys.
Thank you.
We got time for one more. Go ahead, Maria. Go ahead, Maria.
Hey, Dave, good morning. I was just wondering, from your perspective over these last 16 games and even in the last couple of weeks, have you woken up and thought, wow, it's September, it feels like September, or does it feel like you have a whole bunch more games to play?
It certainly feels like September. I said earlier, Maria, I can't imagine playing another season or another month of regular season baseball. So the postseason is upon us at the perfect time.
Good, Dave. Thank you.